I'm gonna have about 5 or 6 brewskis.
5 or 6?
7 or 8. Good call.
You'll black out.
I'm probably gonna black out at work today.
Shane?
2 or 3 brewskis.
Fine, 2 or 3.
Deal. 6.
I recently, in the past couple of years, more in probably a year or so, I've been kind of following a lot of these channels on YouTube that talk about comedy. You know, they kind of have these criticisms on comedy podcasts now.
Yeah.
Because we're kind of in this really big wave of comedy podcasts. Like, podcasts are huge.
Yeah.
And there's all these comedy podcasts nowadays.
Yeah, if you're a comedian now, like, you have some kind of podcast.
Yeah, you kind of have to have a podcast, you know? And I've been listening to a lot of different podcasts. There's this guy named Too Lazy to Try who does commentary on podcasts and criticism. And then through that, I've kind of just been watching everyone's podcasts, like Bobby Lee, or like
Fighter and the Kid.
Yeah, Fighter and the Kid.
But I mean, it's like an example of like all these, like Joe Rogan kind of started this.
Dude, yeah, the Joe Rogan sphere of comedians that go on the show. And there's people like the Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast, which is a good one. And then you have like people like Andrew Schulz who does his show too. And
like Bert Kreischer.
Yeah,
like
Bert Kreischer.
What's the other dude's name?
Tom Segura.
Yeah, Tom Segura.
Yeah, and all these guys got super duper famous.
Yeah, they make so much money. It's like H3H3. You know? He started a podcast and then suddenly he like sold out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but all these guys got super duper famous off of their podcasts. They're more known. I feel like they're more known for their podcast than their actual stand up.
Yeah, because it's completely different.
Yeah, but they all get like they got so famous that now they're getting all these deals from all these networks and streaming, like, you know, Netflix. And Andrew Schulz was just on the roast of Tom Brady too, and Tom Segura and those guys. Is
Andrew Schulz the guy in this that's annoying?
Yeah, he plays like the other mechanics.
Yeah, he's annoying, dude.
Has anyone helped you out yet?
Whoa, you're a big guy.
Like in a good way?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Quick too?
Not too quick.
No.
They're kind of like getting all these deals now because they have these huge audiences that they can transfer to films. And Shane Gillis is a guy that I've found I like his comedy. Mm-hmm. You know, he used to be on SNL, but he got kicked out because I think he was like too edgy, you know?
He used to be on SNL?
Yeah, he used to be on SNL.
I thought he was like asked to be on, but then they didn't let him on, and then he was on this season or some shit.
I think he got kicked off because he was, I don't know, there was some controversy. But then he recently was a host, you know?
Yeah,
and
I knew that.
It kind of got some eyebrows raised because he said retard in it.
Oh.
But he has sort of this edgier humor, which is kind of refreshing nowadays because I feel like a lot of comedy has been watered down in like the past 10 years. You know, you don't really see a lot of comedy movies.
It's like edgy for now, but it's literally just he's doing like early 2010 comedy.
Yeah.
It's not like he's like something like crazy, you know, like offensive. It's more like Tropic Thunder offensive.
Yeah, exactly, But it's refreshing in a way because I think Tires kind of goes back to that more offensive humor where they're poking fun at everyone, you know, they're poking fun at women, they're poking fun at like gay, they're poking fun at like different races, you know.
Well, they're just poking fun to poke fun because they're not afraid to do it, you know what I mean? Like,
it's also really potty humor.
It's very like
corny.
We're talking about Tires today. It's basically, he is Danny McBride, dude.
Yeah.
That's who he plays in this. And then the other dude plays like a fucking cringy Michael Scott kind of guy, you know?
Yeah, he plays like a beta cuck, Will.
Yeah, he's so funny, dude. That guy is so funny in this.
Yeah, he's like a good actor.
He is.
Whereas I think Shane Gillis and Stavros and all those other guys are kind of just playing themselves.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I think Shane Gillis is good at that.
Yeah.
Just because he's just a funny, natural guy. Whereas, you know, I don't know, Andrew Schulz, he's all right. You know, like he tries.
I've never laughed at anything.
Yeah, I feel like he like tries too hard to be funny, but also he thinks of himself super funny.
Yeah.
And Stavros, you know, I'm a fan through Come Town. Mm-hmm. But, you know, he's all right. He's just kind of like a dude who's eating in every scene.
Yeah, his character wasn't really that.
Yeah.
He was just stressed out guy.
But,
number 1 or something. You know, like, there wasn't really any other standouts other than the 2 leads.
Yeah.
Like what's the dude's name? that did this. Fucking, like, the thing is, you're naming all these podcasts and all these people, but I fucking just don't know them.
Yeah.
But Shane Gillis is the dude that made this, right?
Yeah, Shane Gillis and McKeever.
And McKeever.
Yeah.
Which McKeever was not an on-screen dude. He was the director, writer.
He just has like a small role at the rival tire shop.
Yeah, that's right.
in
He answers
Philly.
the phone, yeah.
He has this, because it takes place in Philadelphia, and it's kind of this, sort of The Office, but more white trash.
It's like more blue collar than like white collar Office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely more blue collar. They own this tire shop, and it's like doing really poorly.
Yeah.
But it makes sense they're doing really poorly because they're just a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
And they're always trying to make these initiatives that go wrong.
Yeah.
At first they're like, oh, we want women to come in and we want to hire women in this women initiative, but it backfires.
Yeah, so bad.
And then they do bikini car wash,
Yeah.
which also backfires.
Yeah. I like that
Everything backfires every episode, basically.
Yeah, I like that it's like some kind of at least like an overarching story for this season.
Yeah.
And it was like only like a couple days,
Yeah.
if anything, in between the episodes. And so it was like, I don't know, you just see how like it unfolds. And all the things they're doing are like really poor decisions, and they're just trying to run this like auto body shop. They just like don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
Like they're good mechanics. They're just like they're not upselling people, which is like what they need, I guess.
Yeah, and it's kind of something that's true. You kind of get this weird inside look to that, but they're more scummy, I feel like. But there's also definitely mechanics that try to sell you on shit. Like I was trying to just get a car wash when I was in Marin, and I literally was like, I just want a car wash. I just want like you to clean the inside of my car and the outside of my car. I just want that. And he's like, oh, okay, do you want an air freshener? I can give you want an air freshener? I'm like, no, I'm good. And he's like, oh, we can do like this elite scrub on your lights, We're gonna do this elite scrub on your lights. Like, do you want to do that? I'm like, no, I don't. I just want the car wash. And they're trying to like upsell me on fucking everything, but I'm just like, I just want the car wash. That's it, please. And then they said something. There's like 3 different things that they wanted to try to sell to me, But I mean, I respect the trying of it, you know. But also, it's like, okay, dude, like, no, I just want this. I just want the oil change, nothing else. Don't try to sell me on some other bullshit like my brakes or my motor. Just the fucking oil change. Yeah,
you gotta respect it, like you said, the hustle.
I like the show.
The show itself, it's really good.
And it was like 6 episodes that are 20 minutes each. We watched it all just at like one time.
It was really easy to watch.
Yeah.
It was funny at times. It wasn't like, I wouldn't say it was like hilarious.
Yeah.
But it was like a fun watch.
Yeah.
For sure. And I do like that kind of humor. It's like very much like, what's the dude that does like Foot Fist Way?
Jody Hill?
Yeah, it's very Jody Hill.
Yeah, it is.
It
is. But this show, it's picked up for another season too.
That's good, yeah. So they made the show, and then they sold it to Netflix.
They did?
It's not like Netflix bought them to make a show. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
There's like a difference. So
they sold it to them?
Yeah, they sold it to them. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So, it's cool that it's picked up for another season, because now they're going to have a big budget too.
Yeah, they'll have a bigger budget, and it'll be like a longer season too, because this was probably written as a short movie, like a movie that was, because technically it is just a movie that's 2.5, 3 hours long, but it's cut up into 20-minute segments. So they probably wrote a whole script as a movie, and then they shot it all, and they probably divvied it up into episodes. But it'll probably be a little bit higher budge and just more to it in the next season, which I look forward to. I want to watch it again. Yeah,
I'm sure they'll have more guest stars, more comedians within that podcast sphere on it,
Yeah, all those Joe Rogan side characters. The Austin comedy scene.
Yeah, dude, it was so funny, like, because I know you've been getting into it more recently, the podcast, comedian stuff, and you've given me a lot of, like, insight and tidbits about things you've learned in the comedy scene. You're like, dude, comedians are so fucking arrogant, and they're so full of themselves, and they treat each other so poorly, and there's all this shit that happens behind the scene. They're all toxic, and I'm just like, God.
Yeah, it sounds
God.
really, really toxic, dude.
Yeah.
To try to be a comedian, it's just a bunch of like backstabbing, and they all hate each other. And comedians are so,
I feel like they're so insecure.
yeah, because they want to be funny. I mean, which they are, but some of them, I think there's like a sense that they feel like they're better than everyone because they think that they're funnier than everyone. Because I think I think if you make someone like, I think people who are funny are pretty smart, you know, because they're able to make someone laugh, right? So, but in your mind, you probably think you're better than everyone because you can make people laugh or some shit.
I mean, I think there's a difference between like making people laugh and like making like a crowd laugh. You know what I mean? Like making a crowd laugh and doing crowd work is something that's like a different craft, and like you can make your friends laugh, like you can make your family laugh, you know what I mean? And there's something that's like very like fun and like prideful about that. It's not like you're like, dude, I'm fucking better than you, you know? But like if you make a crowd laugh, you're like, dude, I'm so much better than everyone here. I killed it so hard. All the other comedians tonight suck ass. I'm the best one.
Yeah. And I feel like also in the comedy podcast scene, there's people who are really good at doing a comedy podcast, but their stand-up is not as good.
Yeah.
And there's people who do really good stand-up, but then when they do a podcast, it's not as good. It's like a different skill set of comedy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course. I don't think like podcasts are that funny. I don't know. You know, like like stand up is like meant to hit like certain beats and make you laugh, whereas like podcasts are more like, dude, I was getting my fucking shoes this weekend and the guy there was a fucking idiot, and then it's like, oh no way, dude, tell me about this. Yeah.
Then podcast is more storytelling, talking to each other, whereas stand-up is more telling a story with a punchline kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm not a comedy expert. Bert Kreischer did The Machine on Netflix too.
Dude, I'm not even... I don't even think he's funny on podcasts, dude. I can't stand him, honestly, dude.
Yeah.
Bert Kreischer's so annoying.
Well, he's funny because it's like, he's not intentionally trying to be funny.
Yeah.
He's funny because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Some people are funny because they're really stupid. They're not intentionally funny. Like he's more of a lol cow.
Yeah.
He's kind of at the bottom rung of that comedian podcast omnisphere.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like Shane Gillis is really at the top.
Yeah, he definitely is. Dude. At least of like podcast comedians.
He's respected. He's respected in the podcast comedian sphere.
Yeah.
Whereas like Andrew Schulz is more at the bottom too.
Yeah.
You know, higher up is like Mark Normand. I don't know if you know who that is, but he's pretty funny. Oh, also at the bottom is at the very bottom is Brendan Schaub.
Yeah, he's just not existent, dude.
He's not a real comedian. He's just friends with Joe Rogan.
Yeah, exactly. You know? That's the problem with
he's
all
a
these
gatekeeper.
Podcasts. Yeah.
He's kind of an unintentional gatekeeper in a way.
Why?
Well, because all these guys are his friends and shit, and he's like, and they're like, oh, I want to do comedy, and he says, yeah, go for it, dude. So he just has this huge platform.
Oh, Joe Rogan, you mean? I thought you meant Brendan Schaub. Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah. Joe Rogan is basically a really big gatekeeper of comedy now, because when he moved to Austin, all these comedians moved to Austin, and he owns this really big club there where all the comedians perform, and they do Kill Tony there.
Oh, they do that there?
Yeah, they do Kill Tony there.
Okay.
Tony Hinchcliffe was another guy in that comedy sphere as well.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, there's kind of a hierarchy of comedians that are like respected and taken seriously and are actually funny, and then there's the ones who are not actually comedians, but they're on the Joe Rogan. They're like best friends with Joe Rogan, and they entered into comedy because he somehow convinced them to. But that's like his pull, you know?
Yeah, but I think like they get on his show and then they're like, oh, they want you back on the show. People love your episode or something. They're like, dude, I'm so fucking funny. You know?
Yeah, Bobby Lee is
but Bobby Lee is like, I've watched him all the way back in like Mad TV days, you know, with Key on and shit.
Damn, you're cool.
It was like fucking the only show on after they got out of school, dude.
Yeah.
But
Brian Callen, Ari Shaffir.
Yeah.
Those guys.
Yeah, but anyway, tires, dude. Sorry, we went on a little tangent.
It's fine, doesn't matter. It's just dialogue.
It's good.
This is kind of a podcast.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's our opinion, you know what I mean? We're giving you a little behind the scenes of our thoughts on this whole scene.
Yeah.
But
It's context. You
Yeah,
know?
it is. It is. Watch Tires though. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's an easy watch and it's pretty funny if you like that Danny McBride, Jody Hill, Tropic Thunder, white trash kind of era of comedy.
Like drinking at work.
Yeah.
Being really crass.
Like drinking at work, like 4 to 5 beers.
5 or 6.
Whoa.
But are we a comedy podcast?
Yeah, we are. Come watch my stand up where I'm gonna bomb.